What do you think about when you think about network maintenance tasks? One of the big ones is, we call it MACs, M-A-Cs, moves, adds, and changes. This is where we're moving a device, we're adding a new device, we're changing the configuration of a device. Maybe we're adding on a service, we're adding on some sort of a peripheral to a PC. Also involved in network maintenance, we're backing up our configurations regularly. We're monitoring the performance of the network. That's a big one. That's what we want to talk about over the next several slides. What are some common network maintenance tasks? And we're going to notice that a lot of network maintenance tasks, like we see here on screen, can help avoid troubleshooting issues in the future. For example, if I do a really good job at performance monitoring and I can anticipate that a WAN outage is going to occur if I don't get more bandwidth, by monitoring the performance ahead of time, it's going to allow me to hopefully prevent a troubleshooting issue down the road. Same thing with security audits. If I can tighten the lid on my network security, I can hopefully avoid an intrusion that would cause a slew of troubleshooting issues. Performance tuning is an example. If I go in and I'm tuning my parameters on my routing protocols, for example, based on network conditions, again, that can help avoid some troubleshooting issues in the future. And you see a few other examples on screen. But one of the things I want us to think about is performing scheduled maintenance. By having a scheduled maintenance window where you're going to maybe update, you're going to apply patches to your routers, to your switches, to your other devices. By having a scheduled maintenance window, you're going to help, and that's a network maintenance task, you're going to help avoid a troubleshooting task down the road. It's going to help minimize downtime. And by having a scheduled maintenance window and by letting the company, the employees know about that, they just get to understand that, no, they're not experiencing an interruption right now. You're not taking down the network again. No, we know that Tuesday evening between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m., that's our scheduled maintenance window. We've got a set time where we can address non-super critical issues. Now, sometimes we have to address issues before a scheduled maintenance window, but by regularly performing maintenance and keeping all of our software, all of our firmware up to date, that can help avoid some troubleshooting issues down the road. Now, when we are troubleshooting and we're talking with the end user about what they're experiencing, one of the first questions we ask is, did anything change recently? And often they'll say that no, nothing changed. And maybe they're telling the truth. Maybe they're not aware of any changes that happened in the network. But oftentimes the change wasn't something that the user did, it's something that somebody else in the networking department did. And as a result, I am a huge fan, I'm a huge proponent of having a change control system in place. Let's think about this for a moment. If your department is just one of multiple network departments in your company, if you do something and you don't tell the other network department about it, is it possible that they're doing something that evening, that you're doing something, and those things could conflict with each other? You bet there's a possibility that could happen. What a lot of organizations do, and I would say it's a best practice, is we have a change management system. So if I'm getting ready to make a big change on the network, I notify other people in my department that I work with that, hey, this change is coming. Make sure that it's okay with you. It's not going to interfere with anything you're doing. Now, true story. This is one of the reasons I'm such a big advocate of a change management system or change control system. When I was working down at Disney World, I remember that probably my biggest project that I worked on while I was there, I designed the network that interconnected the different theme parks. We've got the Magic Kingdom, we've got Epcot and the Animal Kingdom and the studios, and some of the resorts were involved as well. And we were using Cisco Catalyst 6500 switches as our backbone. We were doing gig, and we were pretty excited about it. And I did the spanning tree design, had to go before a review board to make sure that I could defend who was the root bridge and why that was the correct choice. It was a big design, and I mocked it up in the lab. Everything was planned to a T. And then the night came. By the way, we had a change control system, and I sent out a notification throughout Disney saying, I'm about to make this major change to the Disney World backbone. Does anybody have an issue with this? And this went out to ABC News in New York was connected to Disney down in Florida, Paul Harvey Radio in Chicago, and Disneyland out in Anaheim, California. Everybody was cool with it, no problems. I go in about 2 a.m. along with some of my coworkers, and we go under the tunnel system underneath the Magic Kingdom. We swap out the fiber, lights blink, we're happy, things look awesome. We go back to our office, and in the wee hours of the morning, we notice that email doesn't work. I mean, none of the email works. Disney.com as a whole, email did not work. Everybody from Michael Eisner to Mickey Mouse had no email, and we're wondering, did what we just do, just replacing the backbone of the network, did that possibly impact email? Is that a coincidence? Well, long story short, out in Anaheim, California, they had some people out there in the networking department, they had swapped out an ATM module that they didn't bother to tell anybody about, and that had taken down the email. They didn't send out a change notification, and as a result, there was a lot of panic-stricken people in the middle of the night at Disney World in Florida. I'm a big advocate of having a formalized change management system.